make this rather snappy, won't you? I have some very heavy thinking to do before 10 o'clock.
All right, welcome into Greeny Sports Cards Live. If you're seeing me coming through on your social channels, that means it must be Tuesday night and it must be 7 p.m. Eastern, and we will be here until 8 p.m. for the remainder of Greeny Sports Cards Live, as we do every Tuesday night on your multi-stream platform, wherever you may be consuming this content from. We are the world's first multi-stream broadcast, going on episode 101. And I know that because last week we celebrated our 100th episode. Greeny and I have been doing this going on 2 years straight, every Tuesday night, save for what we figured was no less than 4 occasions within the last 2 years that we missed. And one was due to Veterans Day, one was due to the National Sports Collectors Convention itself, and then the others unavoidably. But we're here every Tuesday, and we keep delivering content for you hobby enthusiasts that continue to find us week over week and join in the chat and the discussion and the commentary for our guests and our influencers and our show producers and really just coaches and athletes and entertainers that we're fortunate enough to talk to week over week. And there is no shortage this week of content and guests, and we'll give it to you right here in the rundown. So tonight on Greeny Sports Cards Live, we will get into a bit of the quick hits covering the hobby, and we'll talk about the Ohio State Card Show coming up this weekend, which will be one of the biggest events, collectible events, sports and entertainment events ever to hit the capital city here in Ohio. Looking forward to that one. We will check in with Adam Byers on that show and some other odds and ends from the world of Greeny. We will welcome Gerard Miller all the way from Hawaii. Normally we go coast to coast with Joe Wismierski out in Phoenix. We're going across the Pacific tonight to talk to Gerard and the hobby industry in Hawaii and his leadership in that realm, and a show coming up. So very excited to check in from the Pacific and learn more about the hobby industry over there in Hawaii. We will also welcome to the show Brandon Kinsey, the trade show manager for Midwest Cards, a major hub and retail shop there in Columbus, Ohio, and a sponsor of the Ohio State Card Show. So we'll check in with Brandon and hear about their shop and what they're bringing to the Ohio State Card Show coming up this Saturday, January 31st at Kasich Hall. So lots to get to tonight. And in our segment entitled Card Show Live, we will go across the country as well. We'll check in with Greeny at that point. We've got shows from Springfield, Missouri, mentioned Hawaii. There's another show in Grove City on the heels of the Ohio State Card Show. That'll be a big one as well, with well over 550 tables in the Columbus market this weekend. So lots of good stuff to get to. So let's go ahead and give you your quick hits for this week before we welcome in Greeny himself. And The top story from Collectibles on SI this week is that One Piece is officially invading college hoops, and we'll talk to Adam a little bit about that as well, as far as One Piece and what that is and what that represents. Um, U.S. Voyage actually with a promotion is taking over arenas across the country, including Gonzaga, Houston, and Rutgers. They have limited edition Monkey D. Luffy promo cards, posters, and merch dropping at those events and programs across the country. And that's really a crossover that's pulling anime fans, collectors, and college basketball diehards together. Secondly, a new mystery is shaking the hobby and hobby history. This comes from Sports Collectors Daily. You can check out their article, Foul Ball, Who's the Mystery Catcher on the First Topps Baseball Card. And what research is finding is that the catcher pictured on the very first Topps baseball card ever may not be who collectors think it has been for 70 years. So check out that article from Sports Collectors Daily. Moving on, Topps just dropped the first full preview of the 25-26 basketball finest. They have bold new colors, new refractors, and the first major NBA licensed Topps reveal of 2026. And then prospectors are, of course, buzzing over the new first Bowman checklist breakdown coming from Card Lines. They have published a full analysis of all 125 prospects in the 25 Bowman draft. It's one of the most comprehensive scouting drops of the year. You can check that out over on Card Lines. And finally, Drake May is still scorching hot. Beckett's latest hot cold list has May at the top again as he heads to his first Super Bowl and the strongest player driven market movement this week. So get in on that Drake May action while you can. That's your quick hits. More news coming up a little bit later. And with that, we will welcome in the man himself, Steve Greenberg, aka Greeny, the namesake of Greeny Sports Cards.
It is. That is the namesake. Thanks, Jeremy. Another Tuesday night, episode 101. Hard to believe we did 100, and now even harder to believe we're going to go all the way to 200. Let's hope. But welcome on into a balmy night in Northeast Ohio and pretty much all over the country, right? I mean, what a weekend for weather. And be glad that it was last weekend and not next weekend when we get down to Columbus for the Ohio State Card Show. So good things going forward. I mean, we got lucky that the weather was bad last weekend, and while it'll be cold next weekend, it shouldn't be snowing.
Yeah, Greeny, really looking forward to this one. As in most cases, you take a little bit of risk, as all promoters do, producers that go into a market and bet on the hobby and the industry and decide that you're going to take a chance. And so you landed at Kasich Hall, which is on the grounds of the Ohio Expo Center and Fairgrounds, a very large facility. And there's been no shortage of interest and sponsor support. And this weekend, there will be over 310 tables on Saturday at that show. And let's talk about that a little. Let's talk about the show, and then we'll bring in Adam and talk about the exhibitor base. But Green, I think a really important thing to point out is with the sponsor support, you are able to open up the doors of this event entirely free admission for collectors of all ages.
Yeah, I think we have 21 sponsors that are helping us with all sorts of things, but they get something for their sponsorship. We don't just throw them on a flyer. We've done some presentations. We have them on email blasts and things like that. But the dollars that they use is also helping us open it up to free admission for customers. And we know because the fairgrounds charge $7 to park, and we wanted to not have them spend more money. Now, do we have a VIP hour? Sure. From 9 to 10, it's $5 if you want to get in for the early bird. But from 10 to 5, it's free admission, and the sponsors are really the ones that helped us be able to afford to do that. So, I mean, we can't thank them enough. You put that up there. It's on all of our social media pages. Every one of our sponsors has their own graphic, and we do appreciate every one of them, stepping up and really, taking a leap of faith that we're going to be able to provide a great show. And, that's one of the things that we strive to do, is to put on a full production. The advertising is really second to none. And, I mean, we do all that we can to bring as many people as we can. And listen, they help as well. Every time they post something, it is advertising.
Absolutely. We've talked about that before. As promoters, you could only do so much and populate the market with messaging. But these shows are successful because of the exhibitor base that not just these shows, the greenie shows, but across the country. And we get to talk to promoters every week. The ones that are really thriving have exhibitors and vendor bases that understand they're as much a part of this, and their messaging to their audiences and their fans and their collectors drive the community forward. And we're very fortunate to have an incredible vendor base and partners that get that and really drive people into the room. And I can't wait to see what this looks like. We'll give everybody a preview of the floor plan. It's an enormous show. You know, when we started talking in this space in Northeast Ohio about 5 years ago, Greenie, 100-table show was kind of the benchmark of a big show, and sort of the shows that Beckett picked up and the publications that were listing as big shows. And now we're seeing 200-table shows. This one's a 300-table show. The show Great Lakes Collectors Convention and Strongsville Sports Collectors Convention, which we announced that are combining this year, that's going to be a 550 upwards of 600-table show. And so the hobby just keeps growing, and it culminates as it does every year at the National. And I don't see momentum slowing down at all.
It's not, and we see it. We preview the shows on Card Show Live, and I don't know, it was last week or 2 weeks ago we previewed several shows that were close to 700 plus tables, and that's on a monthly basis. You can go everywhere around the country and find um, you know 300, 400, 500 table shows, 1,000 table shows in Nashville. It's 1,000 table show in New England area. Um, Dan Bliss with his 500 table shows all over the West Coast. So I mean, they're everywhere, and it's terrific. I mean, listen, if if the hobby was in a downturn, these shows wouldn't be doing what they're doing. And you know, there's waiting lists upon waiting lists everywhere. I mean, I think we all wish that we had 5 million square feet of venue to I mean, but then now you have to have your own city, right? You have to have the hotels, the infrastructure. So it's not that easy to just do it and say, yeah, we're gonna have 1,000 table show. You have to have the hotels, you gotta have the food, you gotta have the bathroom. So there's a
For
lot that
sure.
goes into it.
And it is a delicate balance. It's not just putting the tables up. There has to be enough attendance and there has to be enough collectors coming through the door to support the vendor base. And somehow the hobbies hit that rhythm of enough demand and excitement and enthusiasm for these products and for people buying and selling and trading. And it's a really exciting time to be a part of that. So let's go ahead and welcome in Adam, and we'll dive into the floor plan a little bit. We can talk about some of the highlights and give people a taste of what this show is going to look like.
Evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, Adam.
Good evening. Yeah, as you bring up, and Adam, who's laid the plan for us and the tables and whatnot, it is split down the middle, of half TCG Pokemon and half sports. Boy, I mean, look at the size of that room. Um,
It's
and
pretty
there's
big.
no
We'll give
front and
you
back. There's really not a front and back. It's really a left and right. When you think about it. So when you come in, it goes right to the left and it goes to the right. So that's really the flow of the floor.
Yeah, so you can see the green space where the greenie tables are, and TNT will be in with us taking your subscription, or not subscription, PSA and SGC submissions for grading. Um, like Steve said, we got 21 sponsors, 150 split right down the middle in tables of TCG and sports. And at the end of every year, we always ask for feedback, and some of the feedback we've gotten is, customers would like to see some more sports dealers. Well, they came out for this one, with there being 150 tables of sports and 150 TCG. There's even a table of collectors' sneakers. I'm sure there'll be 3D printing and stuff. But as you can see through here, through aisle 400 and then aisle 500, 400 there is sports cards if you go towards the bottom. So aisle 100, 200, 300, and 400 is going to be sports. That includes the sponsor booths down there at the bottom. And then great and cards in the land, who are just on the other side of the greenie table, they are sports also. So then as you move back, Collector Tyler there, Prestige Gaming, Gibby's, Mike's Pokey Shop, Twin Leaf, BBC, McCracken, the Break Room, Goblin Traders, and Pokey Wings. They're all Pokemon. And then Game Genie Retro, they had a pretty impressive setup at Great Northern Mall last week. They've got all kinds of crazy video games and toys and different kind of things like that. So they're going to bring a different element to a card show that you don't normally see. But yeah, up there towards the thousands and the 800s, basically 400 and above is going to be TCG, Pokemon, or that kind of.
A lot of One Piece.
Where's
A lot of
One Piece? Apparently, that's a big deal now. I know even less about that than I do Pokemon, but there's going to be plenty of that there.
So Greenie, let's talk about that for a second. I hadn't heard of One Piece until this week. What is that, and why is it blowing up?
So it's a game. It's kind of like Pokemon, and like Adam said, I don't know a lot about it, so I can't really sit here and tell you everything about it. I know that it's been around for 20 years. It's not brand new, but it is starting to get really hot and heating up, and people like it. I do think, from what I have read about it, the stock of their card is made a little bit different, a little more sturdy, and it grades a lot better than a typical, cardboard trading card. So I know people are doing that. But it's picking up steam. It's in the Pokemon world, the TCG world. So that's, what people are turning into.
I'm not sure that it'll take over Pokemon, but it's certainly number 2 right now in that world.
Very cool.
There are supplies there. So if you're looking for supplies, there's two. There is 740 supplies. They carry all the BCW stuff. And we also have a new Elevate supplies. So we will have 2 different things, if you're looking for the top loaders, the boxes, sleeves. So there'll be plenty of that there as well.
So, yep. Coming up this Saturday, January 31st, Greenie mentioned $5 first look. So that'll be from 9 to 10 a.m. And then from 10 to 5, it is free admission for everyone. That's correct?
That is correct. Yep. Any and all.
Vendors, if you haven't received your email yet this week, you'll receive it tomorrow with all pertinent vendor information about loading in, loading out, and all that fun stuff.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, this looks to be a great event. I mean, we can't wait. We've had a lot of tremendous support. Gemini was wearing the Hobby Ohio's been helping out a lot. So we can't wait. New Heart Cards. Everybody there, Midwest, who we'll talk to shortly about their sponsorship and, what they're bringing, and all of the TCG guys that, support our show. So we can't wait. We can't wait to see the turnout.
Yeah. You guys collect cards and other odds and ends. I collect friends there. So it's one of my favorite things about these shows is getting to see people you might only get to see once, twice a year, some cases more, but I love the opportunity that, getting in the room and just feeling that energy, and everybody's having a good time for the most part. It's sports, it's entertainment. There's joy. So it's a very cool thing.
Hey, and listen, if you know anything about the food in Columbus, Schmidt's Sausage House is one of the premier places everybody goes to eat, and they'll be running the concession stand in there. So you want to get your fill of Schmidt's Sausage House, come on out and hang out with us on Saturday.
Very cool. Adam, thank you for joining us as always. And you guys will be in Columbus on Friday, and I will see you on Saturday.
Sounds good.
All right, fellas.
All right, Greenie. Speaking of sponsors, we can't do any of this without sponsors. And our thanks go out to Giannino's Pizzeria.
Hey, you! Yeah, you! I'm a year older now, so Mommy can give me Giannino's pizza. Hey, whoever thought of making a great tasting Giannino's pizza with all these fresh ingredients? They gotta be some kind of genius. More, Mommy!
Every Giannino's pizza is made with fresh dough, delicious tomato sauce without additives or preservatives, and fresh provolone cheese shredded daily. For a location near you, go to gianninos.com.
You want a piece of me?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Greenie, they've been doing it for over 36 years. Family restaurant has grown and blossomed all across Ohio. Of course, in the Columbus area, if you're coming in for that show, you can get Giannino's Pizza as well. They've got over 60 locations throughout Ohio. Go to gianninos.com to find a location near you. And if you come into any of the Northeast Ohio shows or the Columbus show or anywhere around Ohio, we appreciate their support. Salads, breadsticks, pizza, chicken, and that dressing that you drink by the gallon.
I do. Yeah. Before we get going on the next segment, I have a Today I Learned, Jeremy. So I wanted to share that with you. I sent a picture to Haley. So the Seahawks have made it to the Super Bowl. They are they are the only team that has retired a number for the fans, and it's number 12, right? The 12th man. That's the big thing in Seattle. But did you know that one player only wore number 12 for the Seattle Seahawks? I did not know that until today. Quarterback Sam Adkins wore number 12, and he is the only one in the history of that team to have worn 12 before it has been retired. So pretty interesting. I didn't know that. A lot of, 12 is not an unrealistic number for a quarterback to wear. So only one time in Seattle. Interesting.
Today I learned that too.
There you go.
Very cool. Lots to get to on the card show circuit in addition to the Ohio State Card Show. You ready for some Card Show Live?
Let's have it. So welcome on into this edition of Card Show Live, where we're going to take you around the country and preview some of the shows. We went over just a little bit ago, but we will say that this Saturday, January 31st, the Ohio State Card Show, Kasich Hall, it is from 9 a.m. VIP, then 10 o'clock till 5 p.m. general admission. This Saturday, January 31st, Kasich Hall in Columbus for the Ohio State Card Show. While you're coming to Columbus, you can stay overnight and you can hit the Grove City Card Show, or the Grove City Mega Fest is what they're calling it this time. Sunday, February 1st. That's in Central Crossings High School, put on by Card Collector 2 and B Sports, who also run the Shipshawana show in Indiana. So make that a weekend, Saturday. And actually on Saturday, I'm going to skip ahead to the third show that's on our list while we're in Columbus. Don Jones' Centerpiece show is in Newark, Ohio, and he has 60 tables. So, if you're coming down to Columbus, hit Newark, hit Columbus, hit the Kasich Hall, stay overnight. Sunday, hit Grove City. You can make it a weekend, or you can make it a week if you want, but you can make it a weekend in Columbus with 3 shows. If you're going west, it will be Battlefield Mall in Springfield, Missouri, which is close to where my sister lives in Buffalo, Missouri. I've been to Springfield. They have several card shops there, which are terrific. Center Field is actually one of my favorites. Really old time. I just changed this into Card Shop Live. Center Field is a real old time card shop. So if you're going to Battlefield Mall, which is run by Coach Ron Estes, a lot to do there in Springfield. It's a gorgeous mall. I've been there as well. A lot of tables there. And a lot of card shops as well. So, a huge collector base in the Springfield, Missouri area. And then if you really want to get on a plane and check out a new time zone, you can check out the Hobby Hawaii show. And in a minute here, we're going to bring Gerard in. We're going to talk all about this show that they have at the Kroc Center with close to 80 tables, I think he told me. But January 31st and February 1st, free admission. I'm real interested to hear about the collector base in Hawaii and go about all the different things that they have there. I know that they do sports. They're going to have TCG and some other things. So we'll welcome in here Gerard in a second. But that's what's happening around the country. A bunch of shows in the Midwest, Ohio, Missouri, and then all the way out in Hawaii, which one day I would like to go to a show in Hawaii. And I like to see a lot of things in Hawaii, but that is this edition of Card Show Live.
Greeny, we talked last week about the resurgence of the mall shows, and pretty incredible the development there. So Battlefield should be pretty cool if it's in a busy shopping center with amenities. Those shows are really taking off.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So you mentioned the Hobby Hawaii show. Our first guest tonight is one of the most influential voices shaping the hobby from the Pacific. Gerard Miller is the founder and driving force behind Hobby Hawaii, the premier sports card and collectibles destination in the islands, known for its vibrant community, high energy live breaks, and its role in bringing national hobby culture to a region that's sometimes often overlooked. He's built Hobby Hawaii into a trusted brand with a passionate following, bridging local collectors with the broader U.S. market and spotlighting the unique culture of collecting in the islands. And it is our pleasure to welcome a community builder, a connector, and one of the most respected ambassadors of the hobby on the West Coast and beyond, Gerard Miller.
Hey guys, thank
Hey.
you. It's an honor and a privilege to be on. Appreciate you guys having me.
Good. Did we say
Mahalo.
your name correctly?
Yeah, I was gonna say thanks. You got my name right. That's like 1 in a million. So we're off to a good start.
No, fantastic. So tell us a little bit about the Hobby Hawaii, how that got started, and kind of your plan. And I know you said this is the first show, but take us through what's going to happen and what your plan is for this.
Oh, okay. Where to begin? So with Hobby Hawaii, I travel a lot. We call it the mainland here in Hawaii. You guys call it the States, but so I travel to the mainland a lot, and I do a lot of shows all over the country. And the first show that I went to, or one of the first shows that I went to, happened to be Nationals, and I walked in and I was just like, wow, there's nothing like here on the islands. We don't. It's totally different, the vibes and everything at the shows. So I just the wheels started spinning in my head, and I just thought that, we out here, we long for experiences and opportunities like that we're so far away that people tend to be hesitant to come. But there, you hit it on the nose, there is a big vibrant community out here who has a strong passion for the hobby in general and all types of collectibles. So I just wanted to, this show is actually long overdue. There's been a bunch of people on the mainland that I spoke to, and I told that I was going to run a show, but it's one of those things where I have a lot going on, so I finally just did it. Just got to get through this first one, and hope to show everybody what the vision, and it's easier to show people than it is to explain, if that makes sense, right?
It 100% makes sense. I mean, that's kind of what we do. We say the same thing. It's you have to launch it, you have to show people, and the first one you'll have some little bumps and hicks in the road, but ultimately you're going to be the one that notices that, not everybody else, and they'll enjoy it. And I mean, I can't wait to hear about the turnout.
Yeah, my main, not my main goal. One of my goals is after this one to kind of get the word out, what it was, what the vibes were, and hope to get a lot of people from the mainland to come here, because I do, you guys hit it on the nose. I want to integrate us with the rest of the mainland and get people to want to come here and just interact more with us. And I think we have a lot to offer the community that is untapped. So that is one of the big goals that I had for this show. So first one, like you said, I got to get this show done, show people, I guess, for lack of better words, the difference in the shows that we do now and what I'm trying to do. And from there, just try to get a bunch of you guys out here and get the networking going more.
Gerard, we're based out of Cleveland, Northeast Ohio. We have 3 professional sports teams, and growing up, it's pretty obvious who we're kind of forced into and obligated to root for. Out in the Pacific, let us know what island you're on, first of all, but then what do people collect? What are they passionate about? I imagine it might be more player-centric and players that have gone on from the islands to play, but what teams do they root for?
You see, so it's not like there is a big part of the community that just supports any what we call local boys. That's true, but I would say like let's say football, like a majority of the people I would guess, like this is my opinion, Steelers, Niners, Raiders, Cowboys would be the main teams. But you'll find fans, passionate fans for every team out here. Like come Super Bowl Sunday, if you were to drive around, like you'll see flags of all the teams. Like it just people just have a passion for whatever reason. Like for me, it was funny because you talked about the Seahawks right before I got in, and I was like, ouch, because I am a diehard 49ers fan. And so for me, like I'm a 49ers fan because growing up, like I watched football with my grandparents and that was their team, and it just has great memories for me, like growing up. So like people have their own reasons of their own teams and who they root for. Like my favorite basketball team is the Pacers because Reggie Miller is like my favorite player of all time. Well, my last name's Miller, obviously. So growing up, I wore number 30. So just everybody has their own reasons, and there is like that's the difference of why I think there's so much opportunity here because it's not like you have to bring one team or a player. Like you'll find diehard soccer fans, baseball fans, basketball fans of all different teams. So like it's just right here, if that makes sense. And then we're closer to Asia, so like that, there's that. Like bringing in, like it's a good meeting point for everybody. I think as just like I said, it's been untapped, and I'd like to help with that.
Are you were you around when they used to do the Hawaii Trade Conference and they used to have all the things there? Is that anything that you remember or heard about?
So no, and for me, like I was as a kid, like growing up, I was like a big collector. Like that's all whatever money I had and saved, like it just went to collectibles. And then as I became an adult, like I went into the business world, and it wasn't until about 2021, 22 that right after COVID, so not 2021, is when I deeply started collecting again. I always collected over the years, but that's when I really deep dove back into the hobby. So no, I wasn't a part of that. But I know some of the people who were.
Yeah, that used to be, I'd never been, but that used to be a big destination and where a lot of this is before the influencers, I guess. This were, but a lot of people that were known in the hobby would go to, and they
That
actually
was
made
Kit Young's
cards.
show.
That was a Kit Young show, yep.
Yeah.
And there's cards that are out there. There's like Barry Sanders autographs with the Hawaii Trade Conference stamp, or I think there's a LeBron, but Jerry Rice and Dan Marino. There was a ton of stuff. So there's cards floating out from the Hawaii Trade Conference. Kit Young, who is still a big name in the community and sets up at the national. But I mean, I don't know of a better place to have a destination show than Hawaii. Maybe one day that can be one of the major shows. You know.
I hope so. I definitely hope so. Yeah.
How is the TCG market out there?
If I were to be honest, I'd say right now the TCG market is much stronger than the sports market. And I don't know
That
if to
proximity
me, I
to
guess that's the case everywhere. Yeah. Is it not like that in the
No, it
mainland right now
is.
in the States?
It's so we have a show coming up this Saturday. It's 300 tables, and it is split right down the middle of TCG and sports. But if you were to tell me that it would have been leaning more TCG out, I believe you. Like it is that popular everywhere. It's no question about it. And the One Piece and the Pokemon and all of it. It's really it's bolstering the hobby around here. So and like you're saying, it is there as well.
Yeah, I think like he was about to say, like the proximity does matter here. Like you guys know, like to get allocation, because I also have a shop. Like I'm sitting in it right now, that's but
Yeah.
in Pro City. So like to get allocation for sports, it's just becoming more and more exclusive and hard. But we're closer to Asia, so I do think that is a big reason why. Because a lot of the guys at the show, like a lot of people are able to get allocation for TCG more than we are sports. So I think that has a strong thing to do with that as well.
Fantastic. Before we let you go, tell us what this show is. It's 80 tables, right? And kind of a
Yeah,
mix. So
about
give us
there.
kind of a rundown.
So yeah, like mine is, and I'll say like that. That is the one difference of this show, which I think versus a lot of the shows that happen here. Mine is split down the middle, but like I said, I think at least half of the guys or more that do the sports like has some kind of TCG on their table. I think it's just necessary at this point. I'm trying to make it more interactive, so as you can see it. Thank you for putting the map up. On the map, I have the main stage where I'll be, and I'll be doing like just like how it is at nationals. Like we'll be doing pack wars, activities the whole day, giveaways for the kids the whole day, just all kinds of events and more interactive experience stuff on the stage throughout the whole show. And I tried to make it the layout a little bit different so that it flows to the stage and everybody can move around more freely. That was my main goals for the show. And the other thing of what I really think you guys need to come out here and experience is like I have a whole food section outside of that.
I saw
And like
that.
the food is gonna be amazing. I know the vendors that are coming. We attend those often, so in itself it'd be worth it for you guys to come down, experience one of these shows, and the food that's a part of it. You guys would love it.
I did. I
So-
read that. Lots of great food.
Yeah.
Gerard, Hawaii holds a very special place in my heart. I was married on Maui at Wailea Beach at sunset. So
Wow.
any excuse to get back there, many decades later would be awesome. So
A lot of change.
it's
I think
really
you'd like
cool.
it more.
Yeah.
Like if it's been decades, like you need to come back. Like
Yeah, for sure. It's wonderful to hear that there's a burgeoning community out there, and a pleasure to meet you and talk to you about the community out there in Hawaii. And again, mahalo. We appreciate you joining us tonight.
I really appreciate you guys having me. It's been, like I said, an honor and a privilege. Thank you so much. We look forward to seeing more of you guys out here. Really appreciate
Yeah,
that.
fantastic.
Thank
So
you very much.
tell us where everybody can find you on social media or anywhere like that.
Really simple on Facebook and on IG. We're just at Hobby Hawaii, HOBBY Hawaii spelled out.
Perfect.
Everybody asks me, is it HI? No, it's Hobby Hawaii.
Yeah, no,
Yep.
fantastic. Gerard, we appreciate it. Best of luck this weekend. We hope that the show is terrific.
Thank you so much, guys. Aloha. Appreciate you guys.
Yep. See ya.
Tremendous stuff, Greeny. Like,
Yeah.
just incredible stuff. The fact that we can sit here and talk to somebody doing hobby stuff all the way across the Pacific is just a
And
really
mind you,
cool thing.
it's 2:30 in the afternoon for him.
Yeah. So, well,
Yeah.
he's awake and
Yeah.
humming along.
Yeah, no,
So,
fantastic. Yeah.
It sounds like he's mastering the world of sports and TCG collecting out there in Hawaii. If you want to master the art of collecting, you need to connect with Sport Card Auctions and Consignments. They are your go-to source. If you are looking to turn your card collection into gold, reach out to them, sportcardcollections.com or sportcardauctions.com. It's so easy. You just ship your cards to them. They'll handle everything else. They will take care of the photography, the listing, the auction services, the shipping. Their team has over 15 years of experience and a 99% satisfaction rating. And Dave and his team will take care of you. They're a trusted source by collectors across the world, including Greeny himself, who sends cards out to sportcardauctions.com, where your cards get the spotlight they deserve.
I do. I sent him a package last week. I don't remember exactly what was in there, but I believe there was like a Yamamoto gold refractor. So if you go look on their eBay, you can, I mean, it doesn't tell you whose cards they are, but I'm telling you that's one of the cards that is mine that I sent amongst, I think I sent him like 60 cards. So we use Dave. He does a great job. He gets those things up and he gets the money right into your account. So that's what we like and why we use guys like that.
Very cool. Our thanks to sportcardauctions.com, sponsor of Greeny Sports Cards Live. And we said it earlier, these shows, this show, the events, the shows do not happen with sponsor support and team and partners and teammates that make these things go. And one of those is Midwest Cards. And we're going to welcome in here Brandon Kinsey, one of the key operators behind one of the fastest growing retail and event brands in the hobby, based in Columbus, Ohio, where we're heading this weekend for the Ohio State Card Show. And Midwest Cards has a modern retail footprint. They do high volume singles operations and have a rapidly expanding presence at trade shows and consumer events around the country. And Brandon's right at the heart of that. And we're looking forward to seeing him and his team this weekend for the Ohio State Card Show. And let's go ahead and welcome in Brandon Kinsey.
Hey guys, how's it going? Thanks for having me.
Good. Yeah, man. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate you sponsoring the show, but everything that you guys are doing in Columbus, it's terrific. I can't get enough of some of those videos.
Yeah, there's definitely a large sector of content that comes from having a shop with like a bar and a kitchen and just, where people can kind of hang out, watch football for the afternoon. So the videos are endless. We got the marketing team working their butts off day in, day out, posting stuff.
Yeah. So, and I don't know, like, who started that? Who came up with the idea? How did Midwest kind of, land in this? We're going to be in the arena district, right downtown, next to the arena. The hockey team plays there, concerts are there. What can you tell us? Like, how did this come about? What was the vision here?
Yeah, so we have two owners, Jim and John. They're business partners just over the years at multiple different things. And around COVID time, Jim's been a lifelong collector, John more of a business oriented mind. And around COVID time, John saw like the market and the opportunity and mentioned like, "Hey, I was thinking about, buying some Michael Jordan rookies to kind of invest in. That's kind of interesting, right, Jim?" And Jim's like, I'm like a huge collector, like, and then one thing led to another. They just started their own business within it. The location was just because it was the office space right across from just another business that John had his hands in. That was before we moved to like the heart of Arena District across from Nationwide. It was kind of just a second floor corner store. If you didn't know where we were, you couldn't find us, kind of a thing. But yeah, it's just grown over the years. Breaking's become a huge part of it. Obviously, we're expanding the card show presence, joining, the likes of you and sponsoring shows around not only the state, but we're starting to book shows outside the state. We're going to Nashville next month, so that'll be fun. But yeah, I mean, it just started as kind of like hey, like I like this, you like the idea behind it, like let's see what we can do. And then, one thing's led to another, and it's kind of just become this monstrously growing card business in the heart of Columbus.
It's so cool to see, not to date myself, Brandon, but when I attended the Ohio State University, that area was a prison, actually an old prison that sat idle and decimated and ultimately became the arena district. So you said you're doing more and more shows, you're getting to shows around the country. What are the non-negotiables for you when you do an event? What do you absolutely have to get right when you're at a show and you're presenting to the public?
Well, we have what we call like the Midwest way. It's just we like to brand ourselves as like, easy to work with, but like, proper business. We want to, rep the brand, dress the part, we got like the signage and everything, make the booth look nice, get there early on time, set up, ready for everyone, have enough people staffed at the shows where like there's people not just lingering for too long. We want to be interactive. We want to, just a good customer service experience. You get that in the shop, and that's what we're trying to bring out to the card show scene as well as we build that sector of the business.
What are some of the types of things when you guys figure you're going to go to a show? It's always like, we do it too. What do you bring? How much of it do you bring? Did we bring too much? What did we forget? So what is it like for you guys to get ready for a show?
Oh, it's become a journey in a sense. The first couple, we were feeling it out a little bit, but as we kind of have an idea of what we look for, we generally try to get somewhere in the 30 to 35 foot of table space range, so we can fit like 9 showcases, some Pokemon binders, some wax between the showcases, and not have it like too crammed. As far as like which shows, we're still trying to figure that out a little bit. Just we want to have a local presence, but we also want to, try some of these big out of state shows, the multi-day ones where you're like staying in hotels overnight. So, we're not like necessarily discriminating one way or the other. But yeah, like it's a lot, just packing the van. Usually it has to be the morning of the show too, because right now we still only have one van that everyone's driving between the warehouses when they're picking up product, and we use that too. So it's a long day, but it's well worth it. The hard work pays off, and every show we've done this year has been bigger than like the previous month's show. So we're starting to get an understanding of how much to bring, and to like directly talk about what you said. I don't know if you could ever bring too much. It's just, it's just bring a lot of stuff and see what clicks.
Brandon, let's talk about the shop itself. I noticed it on social media months ago, and it really stuck out to me. It's clean, it's crisp, it's really well lit. It's really a cool space. Take us through that a little bit. I know Haley's got some visuals, and we'll give you a chance to talk about the environment there.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's very clean. We actually have a cleaning crew that comes in like every night and cleans up the place. So it always looks nice. But like you walk in, as you can kind of see in that, you'll kind of walk down like a giant like wall of just like iconic card images. Like you'll see Jordan PMGs on it, Ohtani rookie autos, and just a bunch of fun like clips of cards new and old. And then you get down. We got the new releases in the corner. We got the pack wall in the other corner. The pack wall just being like a giant wall of space where we have a bunch of like individual packs on the wall. And then we have more like in the back. So people just like to, I'll take one of these, one of this. We go back, pull it out for them. We got the TVs and like just the common area where people can go through cards or eat their food or trade with other people. Where we host events, that's usually in the common area. There's the breaker booth. It's kind of like their zoo exhibit in a sense. You can just kind of look through the glass and see them as they broadcast. We do have like a TV above that, so like you can watch from like their point of view too as they're breaking, which is kind of nice. We have a huge selection of like singles and showcases, wax and showcases. And of course, as most people tend to know us when we see them at shows, we are the sports card shop with the bar. We have a bar where you can get a drink. We have a kitchen, get some chicken tenders, some tater tots, whatever floats your boat. Make an afternoon of it. But it's a lot to take in. A lot of people when they come down the stairs, because it's like you got to go down into like below ground a little bit to get in. So you come down the stairs and you just kind of presented with one of the bigger card shops you've probably ever seen. So a lot of people, have to take a moment to take it all in. We give them the tour, and it's just an awesome environment to be in every day.
How is it, during a home game, for the Blue Jackets?
Yeah.
I mean, do you get a before and after crowd?
Yes, absolutely. We definitely staff heavier for Blue Jackets days. The hour before, it's gotten to the point where like a lot of the people that we see before games are just like, the recurring customers in a sense. So like we know half of them by name at this point. And then afterwards, if we're open and the game ends, like we will definitely get some stragglers. Weekdays, we changed our hours to closing at 8 though. So weekdays, we don't get the after crowd, but sure. Weekends like Friday, Saturday, when we're open till 10, we definitely do.
Do you guys have a signature moment or moments that have happened in the shop that you guys talk about to this day? Was it a break? Somebody hit a card? Somebody, got chicken sauce on a Jordan? Like what's happening over there?
Did a major musician show up a week ago?
Yeah, that's one of the bigger moments of recent. Jason Aldean stopped by. He was performing at Nationwide, so he spent an afternoon at the shop. Ripped some boxes. Got an Albert Pujols auto, who's my favorite. So bittersweet seeing that. But yeah, there's been a few celebrities like Seth Meyers came in, Young Gravy. So that's always fun to talk about with people too. Like, oh my gosh, you met like Jason Aldean. But people rip in the shop all the time and, you know, pull crazy stuff, whether it's like recently like Cooper Flag, chrome autos, or, you know, one-on-one kabooms. That always sticks out.
Are people able to watch the breaks live? That
Yeah.
I see some that are on some of the channels, but are they able to watch those live?
Yeah, so we have a whatnot, and also like if you're in the shop, you can like you can like watch the breakers just like in their habitat in a sense, or you can watch like the little TV that's above their like breaking room and kind of see their perspective and like see the cards that they're ripping as they rip them.
That's really that's
Yeah.
cool. That
Yeah.
to me
Yeah.
is an experience, right?
Yeah.
You can come in, you can do all this, you
Oh,
can have
absolutely.
lunch, you can grab a
Absolutely.
box of cards.
But the other week we hosted a birthday party, and like all the kids were watching like the breaker screen, just like losing their minds when anything got pulled. So it's more than just like a shop where you go in, buy a box or buy a single and leave. Like, you know, people stay there and like I said, make an afternoon of it. When I'm not working, I'm there way too much. So it's just a good place to be.
That's community.
Absolutely.
So you'll be with us. Your team will be with us. Greeny Sports Cards at the Ohio State Card Show on Saturday, coming up here the 31st. Show runs from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Outside of the booth, Brandon, when you go to these shows or get to experience the shows, what are you looking for from some of the other exhibitors, from the experiential side? What makes a good show?
For me personally, I love when it's busy. Like if I don't have like a second to like sit down and like eat a granola bar, even like I like that, you know, just a constant crowd, just a bunch of people there, a loud room where there's just deals left and right. On the flip side though, like, you know, if it's more laid back and we get a chance to like walk around and buy as well, rather than just having to hold down the fort the entire time. But I mean, mostly it's just you know, the crowd that's there. I love a good environment. I love a busy show where people are like smiling, you know, whether it's like the big business people or more like the father son duo. Like I love all of it. We make these kids packs that you know, when kids come to our table, like we just hand them out for free. So we people donate cards to us all the time to do that. So that's one of my favorite parts about it. Just, you know, inspiring the next generation. Because I was 7 once at a card show, you know, just looking around. So if people gave me stuff, I know I would have been losing my mind. So we try to spread that.
Absolutely, that's terrific, and also you know that the brand and name recognition.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's one thing to have a shop. It's another thing to get out there and meet a lot of people that don't know that you know that shops are around.
Right. Yeah. So it's you know, with each show, there's more and more people who do recognize us, but I do love like, you know, being the first interaction anyone has with Midwest Cards, essentially, and just, you know, promoting the brand or promoting the shop or whatever it is. Just, you know, it's a good opportunity to spread awareness of the company and connect with people that are outside of, you know, the close vicinity that we generally operate in.
And
you got a home game this weekend at Kasich Hall here.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Considering this weather, who knows what's going to get canceled at this point. Blue Jackets already canceled a game, so if they can, anyone can.
The show is going on. I'm going to tell you that. Whether it's us three in that room and nobody else,
there.
we will be there.
Oh, absolutely. our team will be there, snow or shine.
Rain, sleet, or snow. Yeah, I mean, we are like the old post office anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we look forward to having you guys. It's terrific. I love watching the content. I remember seeing the wax wall on video from like a Fanatics Fest a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's
you know,
what
we hope
having it in the shop. Like it just got such great reviews at the Fanatics event. We were like, well, might as well have it in the shop too.
Where can everybody find Midwest Cards? Is there a website, all the socials, everything like that?
So we do have a website. It's just midwestcards.com. Easy enough. We have an Instagram. Our main one is Midwest Cards HQ. There's also Midwest Cards Columbus. That one's used like for events in the area, so we'll definitely be posting, this show on that in the coming days. But yeah, Instagram, website, the two biggest points. We do have a Facebook, but most people find us through Instagram or like TikTok or just word of mouth. Yeah.
Hey, Haley, do me a favor. Put that video up again. That's on their website. Hold on. Are these all actors? Because I happen to know one of these people that's in this video right there in the green shirt. That's Anthony Paulino. He's from Akron.
Yeah, I honestly, I have no idea, but I do like.
I know that guy.
It's very.
I
It's
funny.
not
this,
AI.
like,
It's really
that
Anthony.
That one makes me laugh. The girlfriend or wife handing like the flawless case to her husband. That one always makes me laugh.
Yeah, it's just interesting. I'm like, wait a minute, and I'm looking. I'm like, hey, I mean, they could all be customers too, which is great.
Yeah,
but yeah.
I didn't go into the
Right.
designing of the
That
website,
guy.
so I can't speak.
Hey, I know him. So interesting.
You'll get some royalties.
Small, yeah, that's right. Small world. Small world.
Small world indeed.
Brandon, thank you so much for joining us this evening. We're really looking forward to the show. It will be more than the three of us in the room, so
Absolutely,
we're looking
yeah.
forward to that.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, guys. Looking forward to the weekend.
Yep,
it's gonna
man.
be
We'll
great.
see you Saturday. Cool.
Yes,
Thanks,
sir.
Brandon.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right, Greeny. Yeah, we'll see Brandon out at the Ohio State Card Show this weekend. Again, Saturday, January 31st, 310 tables, split down the middle, 150 of TCG, 150 sports, heavy on sports, and then you got another 10 of art and supplies and bulk grading services. Our guy at the Hobby Ohio, the dude, was singing the praises of Columbus, Ohio on getting the streets cleaned earlier this week. So hopefully we'll be in good shape there by Saturday, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So our thanks to Brandon Kinsey from Midwest Cards. Our thanks to Gerard Miller all the way out in the Pacific from Hobby Hawaii. Thanks to Adam Byers from Greeny Sports Cards. Thanks to Haley on the board behind the scenes running the show. Yeah, it takes a village. Thanks Greeny, to all your support team that helps pull these shows together. There's a whole crew behind the scenes that is planning, doing the logistical details, coordinating, filming, editing, and it does take a village. So really cool stuff. Any other thoughts heading into this weekend?
No, we can't wait to be down there. Our first show in Columbus. I know we had talked about it for years. Listen, we can't wait to be down there. One of the great hobby areas. People come, from Cincinnati, from Cleveland. I mean, it is a perfect hub. We can't wait to be there. And this Saturday, Kasich Hall, it will finally happen. We do have a programming note. There is no auction afterwards. Alex is any day now going to be adding to his family, so he's spending time there for the next couple weeks. So no auction for the next couple weeks, but then we'll be back soon with tons of stuff. And that's it. We can't wait to see everybody at the show this weekend.
Yeah, this Saturday, Kasich Hall, January 31st from 9 to 5 p.m. And again, Greeny, thanks to all our guests tonight. We appreciate everybody checking in with us and contributing to the show on this multi-stream. And we'll be back next Tuesday with another slate of guests. We'll continue to bring you hobby news and card shows from around the country, producers from the country, and you never know, a surprise guest or two, a celebrity, a coach, an athlete, and beyond. So Greeny, most of all, our thanks to you for letting us do this every Tuesday night. This concludes show 101 on our way to 200 as we continue to do this every Tuesday night here on Greeny Sports Cards Live. Greeny, may the cards forever be in your favor.
Have a good night, everybody.